Right. So for the Zoom, I'm going to mute everyone. So welcome everybody to tonight's presentation for Aureus Alliance Holdings, where we're building gold-backed impact ventures to give back to the communities. And how we're doing this is because we are mining real gold and other minerals. And with this, we are going to be providing real profits for every one of our shareholders. So firstly, you are not purchasing any shares in the actual gold mine, silver mine, platinum mine, or even property development or ICT, medical industry, wherever we're going to be incorporating into. Okay, you are purchasing shares in the holding company, Aureus Alliance Holdings. Okay, and this is a good thing. The reason being is that, let's say for argument's sake, you just purchasing shares in our Kadoma mine, which is 250 hectares big, right? You're just purchasing shares there, then you'd only earn profits from that one specific mine. But as you are purchasing shares in Aureus Alliance Holdings, whatever ventures we are doing, however we are growing, and every business that's going to be incorporating under the Aureus umbrella, that's generating profits, that profits is divided between all the shareholders. But we're starting with our gold mine, which is in Kadoma. Okay, so each of these shares are par value shares, not no par value shares, which means that they have a starting value of $1,000 each. That is the starting value that we registered them at by CIPC. Okay. Does this mean that you can take them to the bank for collateral or anything like that? Not presently. In the future, once we are started operations and we've grown, then yes, most definitely you will be able to do this. So you heard right. Once we start operations, operations has not started yet. We are starting operations in January 2026. That's when we'll have 2 wash plants up and running. Okay, and we are setting up sustainable mining ventures, right? Sustainable mining ventures, which means we're using wash plant technology. We are using clean energy. We're going to have boreholes, and we're going to have, there's no blasting, and there's also no chemicals used in our mining, right? So we rehabilitate the land to a natural viable state. Once we've mined out the alluvial slate, then there's further testing done when we're on solid rock. And if there is no other minerals deeper underneath the rocks that we found, then we will not go any deeper, and that land will be completely reinstated into a natural viable state. Okay, that means that the tailings and everything will go back. So everything that we processed, and there will be natural growth in grass and plants and animals and so forth that can happen. So there's a total of 1.4 million shares. And these 1.4 million shares are currently in a phased way. They are being sold, right? So they're not all sold at the same value. You're not buying them at $1,000 each right now. You are buying them at what their current value is, $10 a share. So currently it's $10 a share, not $1,000, but $10. And we're going to be increasing on a monthly basis. On the 6th of every single month, we'll increase to the next phase. Okay, so for an example, next month in December the 6th, and it will become $15. And in January the 6th, it will become $20, and it will carry on like that. I'll explain more about this just now. Right. Once this 1.4 million shares is completely sold out, then the shares are all by the shareholders. Then they are able to sell it. Up until then, nobody is allowed to sell their shares. Okay, so just make that very clear. Also, dividend payouts is not a monthly thing. It is a quarterly, right? So there is no percentage ratio here or anything like that. This is not an investment platform. You are purchasing a share in the company itself. And as you are purchasing a share in the company, you are basically an owner in the company. So you're earning from the profits of the company. So on every quarter, the profits gets calculated from the different mining ventures that we are doing and different minerals that we are going to be taking out, property development, ICT, and so forth. Okay. And then whatever that profit is, that is divided between the 1.4 million shares. Right. So firstly, we have got this 250 hectare greenfield site. What a greenfield site means is that there has never been large machinery used on the land. Okay, it was basic pits that was dug, man-made pits that was dug into the soil. So there's no physical large machines that was ever used there. Right, so we will be the first, and we're also not going to go into huge, massive machines as well. We are using wash plants, right? So a wash plant is roughly about 3 times the size of a car, maybe a bit bigger. Right, so by January, we want to have our 2 plants up and running, and by June, we want to have 20 plants up and running. By December, we want to have 30 plants up and running. This will give us our full production level, right, where we can do anything between 3.5 tons to 10 tons, all right, per year. And we'll be expanding as well. This is not just on this 250 hectares, but we're going to be expanding over Africa. All right. Now, before I continue, I'm going to show quickly how the dividends are calculated. Okay. So you'll see on the screen, we're talking about 3,500 3.5 tons, which is 3,500 kilograms. All right. So 3,500 kilograms. And then we're looking we're looking for the gold rates. So the current gold per kilo rate, and the reason why I always open up the site new is because the gold rate changes on a daily basis. Yesterday was $130,000. It could be different right now. And yes, we also are aware that the gold rate is going to be completely different when the dividends is paid out. Okay, so we're still sitting at $130,000 per kilogram. Now, before I start with this, look at where gold was at one stage, right? When Mr. Donovan James, who's the CEO, when he got involved, it was at that was in 2016. So that's when he started prospecting from Mutare all the way up to Zambia and in between, and he found this perfect piece of property. And gold was roughly at about $42,000 per kilogram. When I got involved from my company's son is in 2023, and gold was sitting at roughly about $75,000 per kilogram. So right now it's sitting at what, $130,000 per kilogram. At its highest this year, its all-time high has been $139,000 per kilogram. So gold rate is fluctuating, okay, but it is on a steady rise. Right. So we're going to mark it at $130,000. So times $130,000. This gives us $455 million. From this, we're deducting 45%. This is for all taxes, expenses, running costs, everything. Okay. And that leaves a balance of $250,000. That is divided between the 1.4 million shares. So it's always divided between 1.4 million shares. It's not divided between the shares that is sold, but between all the shares. And that gives a dividend value of 178.75. That means that every one of these 1.4 million shares will get a dividend of $178.75. And this is based on 3,500 tons of gold being mined out. Okay. Now, like I said, we're not just going to stop with this one piece of property. We've actually gotten news that even on our piece of property adjacent to it, we've got a potential to get another 500 hectares. Okay, and then we also have down in Mutare another 1,900 hectares that's waiting for us to go and analyze and do all of the testing and see what type of minerals we can find. We're also connected with our partners, which is Viaduct in Zimbabwe. This is a private company of landowners that stood together and they formed this company. Okay, so it's not a mining company. They are landowners and they've got the mineral rights, and we are partnering. We partnered with them, and we are also going to be completely purchasing them out in the future. And this is in the near future, which is one of the reasons why we are selling the shares in the actual company. Right, so we want to expand over the 6,000 hectares, and we estimate that's going to be roughly by 2035, we'll hit that 6,000 hectare mark with over 200 plants up and running. So 200 plants. What I mean by the plants is the actual wash plants. So one wash plant is roughly about $450,000 for one plant. Okay, and then we've got additional machines and so forth that we're also going to be using, as well as crusher plants and so forth. Okay, now we're talking here about 100 tons, but we're also talking about in 10 years. This does not mean that you're going to wait 10 years before you're going to get any dividends. You're going to get dividends on a yearly basis. And as long as you hold on to the share, you will always get dividends, right? So if you sell the share, guess what? You're not going to get any dividends. But as long as you hold on to it, you are going to get dividends. So you're getting growth there. Right. So if we take 100 tons, so that's 100 times 1,000 to get our kilograms times $130,000. That's $13 billion, not million, $1 billion, minus 45%. And that leaves $7.15 billion divided by 1.4 million shares. And that gives a dividend value of $5,107. Right, so $5,107 times 17 for all the South Africans here right now, that is 86,000 Rand. We're not talking about 10 shares or 50 shares or 100 or 1,000 shares. We're talking about a dividend for one share in 10 years. Now think about it otherwise. That is like a retirement plan. Okay, so I'm not saying that any form of insurance is bad or good. Doesn't matter. That is your own personal decision. I'm not giving any financial advice on that. But that is based on you have to pay your fee every single month to be able to acquire that lump sum that would be given to you if either you have a serious accident or if you die. Okay, and this is not given to you, then it's given to your family, right? And you have to pay every single month. Here we're talking about a share, which is $10 or 200 Rand, right? And you buy it once, you don't need to buy it again. There's no renewal fees, there's no joining fees, right? You can purchase one share, or you can buy 100,000 shares or more. That's entirely up to you how many shares you want to buy. Now, we're not just about mining gold, we are rehabilitating the land as well as we are relocating every single person that is on the land into what we call the eco world. The eco world is smart villages, right? So this smart village will provide food as well as jobs, clean water, clean energy, a clinic, and a school, right? And we're going to have multiple of these smart villages throughout Africa. And yes, it's not going to be an instant thing. It will take time. It's actually going to take years to do this, right? Each smart village takes about 3 years to become completely self-sustainable. And as long as the community is looking after it, it will last forever. It's sustainable, self-sustainable. All right. Now, one of our biggest reasons why we chose education and clinics, because that's two of the biggest things that is required, especially in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has, in my opinion, got one of the highest education standards in Africa. I don't know about other areas, but most definitely much higher than what it is here. Right. Now, we're a proof of work company. What does this mean? It means that we have been there. We have gone to the site multiple times. All right. We're talking about the company now and the team that's involved in the company. This gentleman over here, this is Donovan James. He is the owner and CEO of Aureus. Right. You can see him. He's over there. He's over there. He's over there. And he's over there. That's me as well. Right. I have been there. I went there back in 2023 to the actual land, to where the mine site is. So I've literally walked where the actual mine is going to be, right? And I went there to go and inspect it and to make sure that this is a viable venture for each one of my members in my company, Sun. Right. So these two gentlemen, amazing people, they come from India. They've been living in South Africa for over 10 years. But they are gold experts. So they came through, they requested special requests from by Donovan to come through with us to this mine site because they wanted to look at the grass. Now I'll speak about the grass just now, but you can see he's got a piece of rock here. There's a better picture of the rock there. That's the type of rock, and it's found there in the back of the riverbed. That gets crushed, and that is what's going through the plant as well. So we're not wasting anything. We will go to the finest grain to get all of the nuggets, as well as even gold dust. So that gold dust, gold sand, that gets melted as well, and that's all part of it. All right. So usually the overburden that the big mines would, in a sense, throw away or discard, that is what we are going to be mining, right? So it's very cost effective for Aureus. You can see here, this is traditional panning. This was done via site tests. And the man that was leading that is this gentleman over here. That is Wayne Williams. He is the owner of Yagden Engineering, which is the one engineering company we are going to be employing that's going to build these plants for us. So we are not importing any plants. We got our engineering company that's going to be building it on their sites and then bring it to the mine site. Okay. The reason being is, number one, they are community people. They work with the community. They got many, many years of mining experience. So they're going to be helping us to make sure that this business is a success. All right. That every shareholder is going to benefit from it. All right. As well, they will make sure that there's minimal breakdowns. Right. So there will be breakdowns. There's always breakdowns in any business, but with them being there when it's needed, they can fix whatever what problem there is, or otherwise they will bring in a replacement plant until they have fixed our plant, right? And we are not starting with small plants either. We're not doing 50 ton per hours. We're doing 200 tons per hour plants. Okay. So we're going to be scaling, and also we're going to have multiple plants up and running. So over this 250 hectares, we are going to collect all of the pay dirt, all of this overburden, and we're going to bring it to a central place where the dam is and the water is. All right. This gentleman is also extremely important. The man standing with a suit on the very important. He is very important. He is one of the advisors of the president of Zimbabwe. Okay, so he is there because he's part of Aureus. He's physically part of Aureus. So we even have government officials that is part of the company. And this is vitally important. You know, we have to make sure that every single shareholder is comfortable when they are purchasing shares. Okay. Now, these two gentlemen, you did see the gold there, right? Those are 4 pieces of gold. There's a small little piece right there in the top as well. That's more like a grain of sand. But these 4 pieces of gold, they come from this pan here. And that's about $120 per piece. So it's very lucrative business model, this. Okay, so where our water is, we're gonna be extracting the water, put it in a dam, right? That water, unfortunately, is full of mosquitoes, so we cannot start there. We're gonna be starting our dam and doing the plant from that side. Okay, but one of the reasons why these gentlemen came is because of the grass. And I said that earlier, but why? It's because the greener the grass, the more iron oxidation is in the soil. And if you understand how gold mining works, where there is a gold, where there's a lot of gold found, if the grass is really green, the more iron oxidation there is, the more gold is found underneath the soil. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting a call in here. Okay, now these two photos here, that is not of our mine site. That is not of Kodoma. That is of a different area. We basically got these photos in this presentation to show the comparison of what they are doing and how they are actually mining the gold. You can literally take a pick and shovel if you own the land, and you can start shoveling inside of the ground. Now, why are we not doing that? Because if we start doing it, even the pits that we opened up, we made sure we closed them and hid them away. Because if you start and you have got 3 or 5 people that are working, within a week or two, you'll have 1,000. Okay, and you will not have any control. So our goal is that by January, we will be on the land. We'll have the entire 250 hectares. It will be completely fenced off, as well as secured and everything. Okay, so that's one of the major goals for us. When we were done on site inspection, we went throughout Zimbabwe. We went to universities, we went to dinners in the evening, where we met all kinds of very important people in the churches, but as well in the communities and in government. Right. And the reason being is we built that public relations with the people, because we're coming in as foreigners. And as foreigners, the first thing they think is, yeah, we're just the same company. We're just going to come in. We're going to take their gold. We're going to take their resources, and we're going to go out of the country. We're not doing that. Like I said, we rehabilitate the land, but we also have offtake agreements with Zimbabwe themselves. So we are supplying the gold or whatever minerals we have to Fidelity, and they are buying it from us, and that whatever the profit is, that is then divided between the shareholders. Right, so there's a total of 1.4 million shares. Out of those 1.4 million shares in our phase one, there's 320,000 shares at $10 each. Then across our 19 phases that's left, price is going up from $10 all the way to $1,000. For South Africa, we are accepting South African rands up until the 3rd, maybe the 5th phase. Especially of what's currently happening. A lot of people have requested that we get credit card facilities, payment facilities, and so forth. So we have gotten Yoko. We are busy incorporating it. And today we got another request. We got a request from somebody in Europe that said, listen, a lot of people, they don't understand cryptocurrency. And we know that the international, they have to pay in USDT, but we would also like to be able to pay with a credit card or debit card. And we're looking into that as well with Yoko. All right. So it will be 2 separate sections. So we will most probably be able to accept debit cards and credit cards as well. Okay. But there will be additional transactional fees on top of your cost. All right. Then for USDT, that's in the Polygon, Ethereum, Tron, and BNB network, and there is no transactional fees for the cryptocurrency, as it's literally cents. Now, there's 20 phases, like I said, and Aureus is getting 35% of this. Sun, my company, which is a software development company, also Aureus owns 15% in Sun, so my company is the ICT company. So Sun is getting 25%, and we are in charge of developing all software, everything that is software related, as well as marketing and basically everything that is not Aureus related. Okay. As well, we're also going to be building the eco worlds. Okay. And we also then have Aureus has got its separate company, which is Ubuntu Helping Hands Foundation, which is the charity part. So 10% is going physically individually to that, and that is to help NPOs as well across the globe. Okay, now we have an affiliate commission system. What this means is a single direct sale commission, right? So Think about it like when you see a product on an online shop. And that online shop will most probably have an affiliate link. Okay, you like this product, you think, hey, somebody else would like this product as well. So you get that product, you get the affiliate link, and you start advertising it on your social media. Now, when somebody buys it, you get a commission. That is affiliate commission. And that's exactly what we are doing here. So this affiliate commission is 15%, but we have got a little bit of a difference. So we don't have the whole multi-level structure or anything like that, where it's multiple percentages or anything like that. But you get 10% in your USDT wallet. This you can convert over to shares, or you can withdraw it. Right? We will be giving training on how to use it. And also, I will show the card just now, but we are getting a Visa Aureus card. And this is very, very exciting. This card you can load with USDT, and then you can go to the shop and you can pay for your bills. You can even put it inside of the ATM and withdraw cash. So it's a physical card, it's a metal card, so it can't get damaged, and it's a brilliant model concept that we will be explaining in future in full detail. Right, then the 5%. What happens to that 5%? That 5% is purchasing you shares, okay? Which means you are building yourself a little retirement plan, because these shares that you are purchasing is either going to be whole shares or it's going to be fractions of shares, okay? So we giving everybody the ability to actually build those shares up. Now, fractions. Okay, so what are we talking about when we talk about fractions? Now, remember I said in the beginning that the shares price is going to stop by $1,000. Okay, but that's the minimum, right, that you'll be able to sell it as a shareholder. You can sell it for way above that, right? Now, if we talk about a fraction, let's say 0.15 is a fraction. Okay, if you times that by $1,000, that's $150. So even a fraction has got worth. And as you are building these fractions up, they will become one. All right. So which means you got a whole share. So the affiliates are going to be collecting from their entire team. They will be collecting these fractions as they are purchasing more and more shares. Then we got our Gold Diggers competition. The Gold Diggers competition is very exciting, and this is built for the affiliates, the top affiliates, the top 10, right? In our previous, in our pre-sale, the competition prize was just over $17,000. It is based on the amount of shares that is sold, right? Everything is percentage-wise. So right now we're in our main phase. This can bring in a total of $3.2 million. And this will, once we have purchased out this entire main phase, it will have more than enough capital to set up our entire plants and start production, secured everything 100%, as well as start EcoWorld. Small, but we will start it. Okay. There's a big competition prize as well, $192,000 first prize, $96,000 second prize, $600,000, not $1,000, third prize, and fourth to 10th is $19,200, all right, each for the last 7. Okay, now that is the total that it could be if the entire 320,000 shares is sold, right? It will also build Sun, okay? And myself, well, basically Sun and Aureus, we are 100% in partnership. So our goal, myself and Donovan's goal, is number 1, the mine site. Okay, so even the commission that is promised to Sun, we will take this commission and we will push it into the mine to get mine production up and running. Right, so the mine will also be first priority, and then everything else goes afterwards. Right, then from there, whatever, let's say for an example, there's 10,000 shares that is not sold in phase 1. That 10,000 shares will be passed over to phase 2. This will happen on the 6th of December, right? 6th of December, it automatically switches over, 12 o'clock, midnight, done, right? And then we're sitting at $15. 6th of January, $20. 6th of February, $25. 6th of March, $30. the 6th of April, $35. Now, what's going to happen after April? My opinion is that we'll be selling out the shares by July. The reason being is because, number one, we have paid out multiple competitions to affiliates. So they're super excited. They're so pumped up, and the share sales will go faster. So it's not to say that it's going to go month by month. It could sell out in a week, and then it directly starts in the next phase. Okay. But my opinion is that by the time that we reach April and we pay out the first dividends, the world will know that Aureus and this shares is 100% real. And as this company is growing, that the shares, the value, the dividends are going to keep on growing. And the shares are also going to increase in value. Why? Because of supply and demand. When you are earning $1,000 or maybe even earning $500 per year, every year, why would you sell it? Why would you sell your share that cost that you can sell for $1,000 or more? But why would you sell it if you're going to be earning dividends for the rest of your life? That's a true retirement plan. Okay, but in any case, so from there it will increase by $5 up until phase 9, where it's sitting at $50. It has a $50 jump to phase 10, and from phase 10 to 11 to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 is $100 increase on every single phase. Now, that does not give us the capability to have 257 plants up and running by phase 19. Okay, but it does give us the capital to be able to set up all 257 plants over 6,000 hectares within 10 years, right? And you can see here, we got even finish a hospital. That's one of our biggest goals. Now imagine, what is the profits on a hospital? That profits is divided between every single shareholder. Okay, so that's it for the end of the presentation. I will open up for questions now. If you have a question, please raise your hand, or you can type it in the chat. There was many people that had questions. I don't think anybody's got questions because I've done my job well. Any questions? Christu? Anyone? Yes, Def Live, Wayne.
Hey, good evening. I just want to say thank you very much for an awesome presentation. Obviously, I've been invited to this opportunity before the price increase happened. Obviously, we get busy in our lives and so forth. But I think you generally, if I may just give you a compliment, you put it into perspective, short, sweet, to the point, no frills and spills, which I appreciate. And it definitely has my attention today. We got a big leader that I think we generally spoke on WhatsApp today with a few payment issues where we just found that when somebody wants to upload their payment on the fiat side, sometimes the page would disappear and they couldn't upload the document. So obviously we got the fiat side and we got the USDT side. So there's a little few technical things that I found that, and obviously on the fiat side, we must realize that there's a conversion fee, right? Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
So that's just taking fiat into the blockchain space, I guess, what is your predominant currency that you got? What is your predominant currency you guys are using?
USD. Everything in Zimbabwe is US dollars. Everything in the world, if we go to any country, it's US dollars. So for us to convert that over, it's expensive.
Sure, no problem. All right. So then the other question is one main question. Based on the USDT blockchain crypto space, this is obviously a global opportunity.
Yes,
correct. How does it affect their KYCs? Do they register with their passports? What is the...
Yes, Correct.
If you
So
can elaborate
we
on
got
that side of it. Yeah.
yeah, we've got a full KYC system. You can we've had quite a couple of people that had issues with like in Suriname, for an example, where they got different characters and things. So we've made it very streamlined. My team in Sun, so my company is Sun, and we make sure that everything is 100% according to the passport or the national ID, the government ID, whatever ID that they provide. We make sure all the details is 100% before we approve it. If there is an issue, we will reject it. We'll give a specific notice on what is the issue with it. Our support system has also been upgraded. So if you fill in a ticket, we get the ticket. Weekends is a bit slow, but we'll start getting people to start working on weekends as well. But what the I would say the slowest part is the transactions on the fiat and on the crypto with the CFO. Because everything gets verified. We make sure 100% that the capital that the money is in the account before we confirm it. And so we are busy with, we might not do all of the cryptos in one go. We don't want to use any third-party companies because once again, more fees. So we're going to be using API technology directly connected with the different blockchains. And so basically, we'll do, for an example, we'll start with Polygon or with Binance. And then sorry, I'm just hearing background noise. And then also
Apologies.
yeah, no, that's fine. We busy integrating with Yoko. Okay, so I have been myself and Donovan, we've been speaking to Yoko for this entire week, and they love the model. There's no issues, anything, because we're not selling any securities, we're not selling an investment plan. You're buying shares in the company, so they're 100% worth it. Even international, we got confirmation for international payments as well. But my software is completely developed from the ground up. There is no you will never find my software online in any sites or dev sites or anything. It's built from the ground up. And so we have to custom develop this API for Yoko, but we will do this, and we're hoping to have this all completed, and we've got support with Yoko as well by Wednesday. Then the transactions for the banks are gonna be smooth and easy because you can pay with EFT by the system in Yoko, or you can pay with your card. And then with the crypto, we are going to do authentication. Authentication with crypto and APIs. What my only worry there is for an example, Binance. So that's going to be, again, another learning curve because people will first have to transfer their crypto from, for an example, Binance to SafePal and then make the payment. And the reason being is because Binance is a pain to get the hash code because of the way that they do transactions. The wallet as well, it doesn't just show the wallet. You actually have to use the Explorer to be able to get those details. And not everybody knows how to do this. But we are busy building the training academy as well, where we will be teaching a lot about blockchain technology, how it works, and so forth.
All right, and then thank you for that. And then secondly, once these dividends come to fruition, I believe the first dividends are aimed to be paid out for this current batch, let's call it, or share, let's call it. Yeah, well, you mean you're buying shares, right? Are you buying?
You're purchasing shares, but okay, so there is no difference between you buying shares now or buying shares in 6 months. The only difference is the price that you are purchasing at. They're all the same shares. So they will, the one share will not get a bigger dividend amount than the other share, right? But you cannot purchase because the auditors they calculate so for an example 3 months, so it will be January, February, March. They're calculating, and April is a dividend. So you can't join in March and expect a dividend in April. You'll only
Sure.
get a July dividend. So that is something to keep in consideration. But once again, like I said, Wayne, I personally, I'm very, very bullish that by the time that the dividends are actually paid out and people see how this is working,
Yes.
then especially now with the cards, we got a amazing deal with these cards.
I believe so, yeah.
That
So that's going to be a different bonus, sure.
That's a big bonus, yeah, because now you got a card. You don't need to know anything about cryptocurrency because that's a big thing with people. They don't know cryptocurrency and they're scared about cryptocurrency. These cards are no KYC, right? Number one, they are no KYC. How does basically happens is that the company, I'm not going to mention the company's name, but this company is fully registered, KYC'd everything in the country, right? And then you are buying the cards. That cards is all connected in the system. So when you go and you take your card and you go, let's say for argument's sake, you could pay for a dinner, you buy your groceries, you buy a car. Look, when you buy a car, you are going to get taxed. You just note that the tax man is going to come knock on your door, especially if you buy a really expensive car, because they're going to ask, "Hey, listen, how did you get the Lambo?" It's like, "Oh, I paid
Mm.
with this card." Okay, so what card is this? And also, like, it's all about education. If you're going to use the card, you cannot use, for an example, loyalty cards, because the loyalty card will connect that together, right? So, but for an example, if you go and you pay for your flights or anything, it's not you that is buying that ticket. It is the company that is buying your ticket, right? So that is a big
Gotcha.
bonus for everyone. Yeah, yeah. And this
All
is
right, then.
this is worldwide. Everybody can use this. We actually we've already started using it in South Africa, and yeah. Just by the way, we'll have our first batch of cards in 12. Okay, it will be a bit longer, but 16 days we'll have our first batch of cards.
Oh,
So
that's
there's
awesome.
a
So
yeah.
that's good. So let's just assume over and above that now. Let's say we have international people and people are joining, and the first dividends are paid out. In what form are those dividends paid out? In
Okay,
USDT or what?
all dividends are paid out in USDT. So we have
All right.
got, and also with this company has got a Paymaster account. So if you got Paymaster license, if you go do research on it, you'll understand exactly what that is. But um, it basically allows us to be able to take the dollars and convert it over to USDT. So we got everything that we need in this one company. This is why we are looking, or we're going to be partnering with this company. But above that is the USDT is going to go into what we call a smart contract, right? So the entire amount will go into the smart contract and it will be distributed to everybody automatically. And the reason why everybody will automatically get it is because they're going to have a receiving NFT. Okay, so NFTs have had a bad name in the past. We're going to turn that completely around. So every single shareholder will have this NFT in their wallet. And with this company as well, there is a high probability that we can actually put it inside of their system automatically. So everything is going to be integrated. And also with the card, it is not a store card, right? Well, what I mean is you cannot store your money in there, right? So you are going to get your dividends. It's in the car, it's in the account, and then when you get to the shop, you transfer. Let's say, for an example, you transfer $1,000, then you transfer it to the card, and then you pay. Okay, so whatever is inside of the card section, you cannot withdraw it out. Okay. What I mean is you can't bring it back into the account system, if I'm making sense.
Okay.
But you can literally go to the bank, you can put it, and that's a big thing. When I was in Zim, you work with dollars, everything is dollars. They don't do cards, right? The locals, they don't do cards. In the shops, yes. And so I had to literally go and take my business card, Sun card, and I put it in the ATM and I withdrew cash, and my fee there was quite enormous, and this is a lot more affordable. So I'm for all our members, I'm super excited about this venture.
Thank you.
With the
So I've just got one more question on the referral side, if I may. Sorry, I
Yeah,
know
sure.
I'm taking, I don't know if
No,
anybody
no,
else
no.
has got questions.
There's no issue with whatever
Yeah.
question you're asking, because you might be answering somebody else's question as well.
Okay. All right. So I believe there's a one-tier referral system, which we
Correct.
briefly touched on. And my understanding that was very unique to me is that your referral doesn't go further down one level, but on your, so number one, we have the 15% of somebody that joins. 10% is paid out in USDT in your commission wallet, let's call it.
Correct.
And the additional 5% of that entry goes into the shares, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
when I understand that, based on me as being, let's say, your number one level, your direct referral, as an example, I do believe that there's a small bonus that when I receive
Correct.
the share payout, that is classed by the system as a funding
As a
payout on your level one. So
It's
that
physically
means that
classified as a purchase.
as a
Every
purchase. So
single as a
yeah,
purchase. Yeah.
so my reward that I get from my level one at 5% of the share dividend is classed as a purchase, which means then you, as the upline, generate another small bonus from that dividend. Is that correct?
Correct. So
You can
you'll
just
get
elaborate on that.
you'll get a small bonus of USDT, and you'll get so it will once again be the 10% and also the 5%. So which means you will also be making a purchase, and it will also go then to your sponsor.
Okay.
But there is a limit on that, right? So the limit is set because I do not want any infinite type of nonsense. The limit is set on 0.001. Okay, so that is the smallest fractional purchase.
So let me elaborate on that, what you're saying. So if somebody came in with, say, $10,000, that will depreciate to the 0.1 all the way upline until it can't physically be paid out.
Yeah, the highest level on $10,000 we have tested this is 5. So 5 levels
5
up. That's
levels.
the
Okay,
highest they can
cool.
go.
That's
Yeah.
great stuff. It's good to know. That's a little bonus that people don't realize, which is so powerful. But obviously it comes
Really,
from the,
really,
yeah.
really powerful. Especially if you take in consideration in the next let's say I would say 6 months, maybe a bit longer, maybe 8 months, can be longer than that even, that this is going to run. But then there's the other part as well. Once we have sold out the entire 1.4 million shares, then it's going to go over to the marketplace, and there it stays on the same hierarchy. So
Okay.
then when the people are selling their shares, the sponsor will still earn a commission.
Thank you, JP. I think I've filled the room with questions.
100%. Any other questions, Wayne?
No, I'm good, thank you.
All right, excellent. Sorry, Neil. I saw you unmuted yourself, and we were busy talking. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, I was just getting ready to leap in if you were taking a glass of coffee. And a question came in. No worries.
All right. Can you can you put on your camera, or you don't have your suits and
I'm
tie on?
decent, don't worry.
No, okay. Don't
Oh,
know.
you were
All right.
worried, yeah?
I don't know. Like you don't have your camera on, so I'm
Yeah.
wondering.
No, no.
Okay, so
I
for
try not to
everybody,
distract, that's all.
no problem. So for everybody that doesn't know, Neil is our CIO. He is he's my how can we put it, my watchdog when it comes to getting all of the nitty-gritty issues sorted out. He's making sure that we got everything on board. If there's any issues that he picks up, that comes through to me, helps with support. Rena as well. Rena's our she's also an affiliate, but she's also our prayer
And my
prayer
partner.
warrior.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and Neil's partner, of course. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I was just hoping you saw my last response on the questions, because that's called a hint. Just saying, someone was asking, where's we had the question about the share certificates, and I just pointed out you're concentrating on the Yoko integration first. Hint.
Yes.
Big hint. Finish that first.
Yeah, we are concentrating on the Yoko first. Yes, because the blockchain is easy. Honestly, that is a I can get 10 people or 100 people in the offices 24/7, and to mark that off is a piece of cake, honestly. But when it comes to the bank, unfortunately, the only person that can do that is the CFO or the owner. So and we have to bother them. So that's the major thing. So it's not us. It's not the admin. Just by the way, everybody, it's not us. We have to wait for confirmation, and once we get confirmation, then we can approve it. All right. So, yeah. Apologies if I'm sitting skew than usual in my meetings. I ripped my ligaments off this morning. So I'm sitting here in my house. So there is a little bit of background noise every now and then as well. But I think we're having a really awesome Zoom presentation tonight. I saw Christo did lift up his hand, and now it's gone down again. Christo, you're more than welcome to ask a question.
He's back.
Hi, sorry, JP.
Hi, Christo. 100%.
Yes, man. So sorry, I do have a question because I just purchased 2 more shares. I'm just curious, how long does it normally take for a USDT payment to reflect on the system, and where can you actually see it? Because I've been through the website now and I cannot see my transaction that took place.
You can't see the Okay, well, that will change by tomorrow morning. I do apologize. Okay. There's something that we missed.
Because if you go to dashboard overview, my portfolio, you can go to transaction.
Yeah, you can go to transactions there, but that's not showing the pending transactions. Transaction display, pending. Okay. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. It's something that we missed. And we'll get that done tonight still. And then up and running. Okay, so your question was, how long does it take for crypto? Look, it's 9:30. So that's my shift, and I'm currently in a Zoom.
No, that's just. I was just curious, how long does it normally take for crypto to reflect? Because normally it should be way faster than the EFT.
Yeah. Okay. So usually, so let me explain how it works. It's still
I prefer
authorized.
Crypto, to be honest. I'm all for digital, so
that's very, very good. Very, very wise. I've literally been living on cryptocurrency for the last 10 years. So
sure.
I'm a huge advocate for crypto. So it's not a Web3 based system. I made it Web3 completely in the beginning, and then it's the same thing with the Binance. You know, everybody wouldn't be able to make transactions, and then to go and explain to people, but you can either connect your wallet or you can do this. We want to make it as easy as possible for everyone. You know, even the admins. So yeah, I got my night shift admin. You'll probably pop in just now. Otherwise it's myself. So I am currently in the Zoom meeting, but after the Zoom meeting, I will go look and see if it's authorized. Then it will be authorized, and then afterwards I'll go and fix this transaction display. And this is the type of feedback that we also need. You know, I specialize. I'm a software architect, so I do a lot of the coding myself. work with AI as well. I've got my team as well. So, but for me, it's always been a visual. You know, I work with the software developers to make sure that it's comfortable for the people. And there's a lot of stuff that we can miss. So if you see something that you would like, you know, I'm going to do a little bit of a back office just now after the questions, because there's a lot that people don't even realize is inside of the software. And if you've got a feature that you want to add, then tell me, because that's a difference. This is not a membership site. This is not, we're not charging anything for it. You are purchasing shares. So we want to give every single person, especially the affiliates, if they need something and it's in our capabilities, we will implement it. Okay. I know there's one thing that everybody has been nagging me about, and that is using commissions as with a top up. That we did it once, and it was a really big nightmare. But we will get it fixed eventually, and then we will implement that as well. So you can use some of your USDT commissions over and buy shares. Okay. But there's maybe another option that I thought about the other day. Everybody has got a balance. So there might be another option that we're going to be using or utilizing, but I first have to look at the pros and cons and legality of it as well. You know, we do not have, and I want to make this very clear, we do not have any private keys on our system. Zero. Okay. So there's zero private keys inside of the software, in the database, nothing. So when it comes to withdrawals will always take longer. Okay, because we do the withdrawals. So that will always be admin. Because as soon as you, and I'm talking about my own personal experience, my company Sun has got over 149,000 members. And yeah, I don't want to go through what my company did in 21, where we lost just over 700,000 TRX because of private keys inside of the software. I will never ever do that again. I rather employ people that sit through the night and do the withdrawals, you know, before I ever do that again. Okay. So, Christy, you got any other question?
Yeah, just one more. So after the phase is done, the first phase, okay? I think you said there's 6 or 7. After those are complete.
On the 6th. So on the 6th of every month.
Yes. But so let's say it hits that $1,000 per share now, and we are we obligated to sell, or can we just keep it?
No. We advise. Remember, this is up to the members. This is not a cryptocurrency. Okay, even though it is going to go to a NFT smart contract, which technically speaking is a cryptocurrency because it's still a smart contract. This is not a pump and dump system. You are buying the share, all right, and then once you're the owner of the share. So once we sold out at 1.4 million, that is your decision. Whether you keep it, whether you sell it, that is your decision. We are going to connect NFT artist designs onto the shares as well. And also we're gonna connect them to the card. There's a high probability of that. I'll try and get them to send me the video of how that is done. It is absolutely mind-blowing. I've never seen anything like that, where you literally you scan the card, your Aureus card, and it turns into the NFT artwork. Like, you have to see it to believe it. It's unreal. But in any case, I'm speaking about what's coming.
Let's get the basics right, then play. That's the CIO talking. Yeah.
Sorry. Right. Chrissy, yeah?
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I just wanted to get a bit more clarification on that. So I can keep, obviously you can keep your shares and then just
forever
earn your dividends every quarter.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
And
cool.
you can even buy shares for a company as well. So my company, Sun, is buying throughout the phases, not in one. So out of the 25%, we are also purchasing shares in Aureus. Number one, to support
Okay.
Aureus, but as well to build our eco world, because the eco world is not cheap, right? We wanna really change Africa, and this is a big dream of myself, even before I actually got connected into Aureus. In my own white paper in 2022, I already said I want to build these smart villages. And when I went to Zim and with Donovan, and I was walking on that land, I looked at him and I said, buddy, yeah, this is where the first one is going to come up. And he just smiled and carried on speaking. He knew exactly what I meant. So, but to be able to set that up, we cannot. What is really sad, Christo, is that the people there, they literally sitting on gold, but they cannot access it. Even the sites that's in Mutare, that's not our sites. That doesn't belong to Aureus. We have got a JV agreement with the owners of the land there, and they just grateful that we will come there and we will come and take the gold out, and we'll give them 30% of it, and so it's a lot that they're getting, but they would never ever be able to access it. The benefit of it, we don't need to purchase the land. We don't need to purchase the land. We can mine it out as much as we want, and we basically in partnership with them. So we're going to be building those type of partnership JV agreements throughout the country, throughout Africa. We already got one of my top leaders, Daniel. He's a German. He comes from Burkina Faso, but he speaks German and he speaks French and English. And he's got a land in Burkina Faso, and he said, listen, I want to go back, because he's been living in Germany for many, many years, but he wants to go back to Burkina Faso after his studies, after his masters, everything, and he wants to start a mining operation there, and he wants to partner with Aureus. And I said, by all means, that is the whole point. That is what we're doing, because we can't just come into a country and start mining. It doesn't work that way. It's years and years of preparation and everything. We don't divulge what Donovan has invested in the business itself, but he's taken it to where where he can. But you can imagine, he's been prospecting since 2016 up until where he actually got the land, which was 21. Yeah. So it's amazing where the whole company has grown and where it's come. And also we are going to be listed in a online business magazine. I'm allowed to say this. Finally, I'm allowed to say this. We got a cover page. We got a 5-page spread as well. We're going to do a podcast as well. So, Aureus is going places, really, really. And with myself being in the front, Donovan being in the front, he does once again apologize. He's not here, just checking. No, he sometimes just pops in. He's extremely busy, because we are not just reliant on the affiliates. We are also looking for other venture capital investors as well to come on board. So don't think that the shares are always going to be it's not going to sell out before the time as well. For an example, with the current investor that he's working with, that could easily sell out the first main phase within a day. Once the capital is in the bank, shares gone, and then we'll go immediately over to phase 2. So it's not reliant on the actual month to month. It's reliant on the amount of shares in the phase. Right. Any other questions, Christo?
No, I'm good. Thanks. You answered all my questions. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, Fikile, thanks for making things easy. I could not register for the bot. Yeah, unfortunately, the bot is completely removed. We're not using it anymore because Telegram started charging for new users in Telegram in Africa, so we removed that. So everybody is just on the website. We will, however, I'm not saying when. It was supposed to be launched already. but we are going to be building an app for Play Store and iOS Store as well. That is coming. But that app will be purely very basic, will just be for payments. So you'll still register on the website, you'll log into that, and you'll be able to make the payments and do basic things. It's not going to be I can't wait for the app.
After Yuko, after certificates, after get your priorities.
Yes, the certificates. On that, the certificates, we had to change the model for the certificates. The reason being is because we allow transfers. Okay, you are not allowed to sign up if you're under 18. Very important. You're not allowed to sign up if you're under 18, but you can purchase shares, right? That you can, once your child is 18, you can transfer to that person, right? To that child. And we will also be implementing the a beneficiary system as well, but that is also reliant on you. You will be in charge of 100% in charge of your shares. Okay, once it goes over to the NFT. But because of that transfers, because of the bonuses, because of the fractions and everything, the calculations for the shares was only on the purchases, and that caused the issue, because now you would purchase, for example, 30 shares, but you transfer 4 shares out, which means you still got the 30 shares certificate, but you only own 26. Okay, so now we've changed that model. We nearly done. I had an accident today, so I'm not in pain at the moment. Put it like that. So I didn't do any development on that, because that's very high tech development there. But so we basically, on the amount of shares that you have, right, the whole shares, that is what your certificate will be connected to. So if you have got, for an example, 200 shares, you transfer out shares, whatever your balance is, so say 198, then that is what your certificate is. If you're going to be purchasing more shares, your certificate will become invalid, and you're going to press a button, it will generate you a new certificate. I might even make it that it's automated, but the problem is that the certificates, because of security, they are a PNG. They're not a PDF, because a PDF can still be edited. So they are PNGs, right? So it's easier for the client to actually just go and press the button. Same as here in South Africa with CIPC, you request for a document, and that document then on that day, it has got a date and everything. It's set up and so forth. All right. Any other questions? You could charge a small fee for the card, covering costs, and a purchase percentage for your upline on purchases. Robert, the card is not for free. The card is $85 for the basic card, and then it's not a branded card. The branded card is $99 for the branded card, which is the Aureus card. And if you want your name on it, okay, then it's $120. But then that card is just, it's your card. It's got your name, surname on. It's branded for you, right? So it will have the Aureus logo on it, the branding of Aureus, and then your name on it. But that's $120 for the Aureus card, the branded Aureus card, which we want everybody to use. That is $99. Okay. So the basic card that doesn't have any branding on it is $85. Okay. So that is the best deal that we have managed to get with this company. And yeah, we got I can't divulge much into it, but we really have got a super deal where we can actually get the cards connected and everything. Yes, Christopher.
Sorry, yeah. So once you spoke about the cards, is there a possibility for a digital card so that we can use NFT on our?
Correct. So the digital card is the owner said it should be next month then it will be connected to Google Pay and iOS Pay or whatever. I'm not Google. What is it called? Apple Pay.
Apple Pay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but you're not. What's brilliant about this is you're paying for the card, right? There is no membership fee. There is no yearly fee. It's once off. All right. A lot of these systems, a lot of these no KYC cards, it's a yearly. Every single year you have to pay for it. This card is a once off. So you buy the card, you have the card, and it also gives you access to a digital card. Once they got their digital card set up, then that's included. So it's just the once off fee. Sorry?
Transaction fees on the card?
I don't have that transaction fees. We will get that
Okay.
for you, for everyone. Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
just
So
out of
we're in
curiosity. It's
curiosity.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, just to know.
We're in final negotiations with them on Monday evening. So probably by Monday evening Zoom meeting at 8:30, we'll be able to tell what is exactly going on.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Okay, so Robert is asking, will there be affiliate income from the cards? Yes, there will be affiliate income from the cards. And the company logo will be gold. I've seen that they can do it. It fascinates me how you can color metal, because the card is made from metal. It's not plastic. But yes, I'm sure we could make it gold in place of the silver. That'd be really awesome. So I'll speak to the owner. Certificates will be up to date. Yes, correct. Okay, I think we are done with all the Q&A. Am I missing anything? Chantal? Yes?
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much. That's really a great presentation. I went onto your website and I see that you are predicting a 0.9 gram per ton of recovery. That's a relatively
Correct.
That's a relatively low recovery rate compared to others. How certain are you about the business model and the securities necessary in order to be able to guarantee your dividends?
Well, we're not guaranteeing any dividends. It's all based on the gold that's actually, or the minerals that's actually coming out of the ground. So we're giving estimates, but I cannot share the document yet, right? But hopefully by Monday, I have to run through the document. The reason being is the land, on this 250 hectares, there's a minimum 2,160 kilograms of gold, minimum. And this is alluvial. Alluvial is overburden. So we're not talking about a traditional open cast here, okay? We're not talking about underground mining either, okay? And so this is alluvial layers, and we're putting that through our wash plant. Our wash plant is, I wouldn't say it's cheap and affordable, but it's a lot less expensive than what other mining infrastructures would cost. Okay, so and then on the 0.09 grade, we are under promising and over delivering, hopefully. So on
Can I also add just a quick add to that? Having been through the business case when I had to go through that horrible 80-page document, thank you very much. It's the business case itself is, the income is based about how much gold we get out times the value of the gold. Now, the business case was written when gold was less than 110,000. We keep saying 109, but in the business case I read, it was 107. It's now 130. So we're underestimating on price of the gold we sell. We are, having seen some of the accounting depreciation being suggested, it is upping our costs. So we are pessimistic on the overall profitability of the project. So there's mechanisms being put in place to tone down what we really think. But if we put what we really think, then if we slightly miss it, then we'll be
No, look,
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
We also were told not to be so clear with what we think, because there's people out there who will look to undermine us or try and go around our back as well. So
okay, but the second part is that, okay, so I understand that, and I accept that. I have experience with projects like this in Tanzania, and what we are seeing there is that to make sure that you have your security so you can maintain your operations. So because mining in Africa is not a, how do you say, and certainly not in Zimbabwe, is not an easy thing unless you really have your operations well controlled. And it's great to see how much technology infrastructure you're doing. That's fantastic. I'm assuming you have all your geological work. I love the fact that you're working with your communities. I just want to know, investors ultimately
the risk.
want to know that the gold is actually coming out of the ground, so something can be sold, so some value is in the shares.
Okay,
you know, that's what I meant with guaranteeing. I don't expect you to guarantee the amount, but if you're the leaders, you know, that's your responsibility.
GP, it's also maybe worth mentioning we've contracted with Liberty to buy all our output.
Yeah.
So
well, Fidelity.
Yeah.
So Fidelity refineries.
But that's not your risk. Your risk is actually getting it out of the ground to a level that Fidelity can take it.
They take it from us directly. So the difference is that where how can I put this? Where other mining companies would go and I'm careful how I say this. They trying to cut corners. Okay. We are looking after the people. Number one, we're not trying to hurt anybody. Our partners are locals. Our partners, and I've said this in the beginning. So Viaduct is a group of chiefs, if you want to call it like that, of the land. And so they protect the land, they protect the community, and there is a lot of people that are there. And what is to experience them, you have to be there. And I've been there multiple times, and I've never ever in my life seen a country like that. Comparing to South Africa, I mean, I don't want to stay in South Africa anymore. Donovan, like on a constant basis, is we like on neck and neck, because we have to run the company, but I want to be there. I want to be on the mine side. I want to be there with the people, because I fell in love with the people, the way that they are, the way they think. I mean, I saw how $1 million was being counted in the airport on the ground for the ATM. Not you get where I'm coming from. There's I walked between probably 10,000 Zimbabweans on a daily basis throughout Harare. I went to in the morning, in the day, in the night. It didn't matter. I never, in the beginning, I did. In the beginning, I was very fearful. I was very careful. But after the second trip, I had no fear. I was walking throughout the place. Nobody tried to rip me off. Nobody tried to steal me. Not steal me, but I'm as big to get stolen. But to grab my wallet, to grab my cell phone. I mean, my wife got when I came back, we went to the shop. While we inside of Woolworths, somebody pickpocketed me while we were in Woolworths. There's, I wouldn't say there's zero crime. I haven't been throughout the entire Zimbabwe, but where I've gone to, there is no crime. There is poverty, but not poverty like you got here in South Africa. I mean, something that completely blew my mind, right, was the buildings. All the buildings, the houses, there is bricks, there is cement, there is gravel, everything on the outside or in the structure of the house that's being built. It's left there, and not for a day or a week or for years. Like I spoke to by the people I was living, and I looked at this house and I'm like, what's going on there? So now they're busy building the house. It's been going like 2-3 years. This massive double-story mansion that's being built there. They don't steal there. One of the major reasons, it's a extremely religious country, all right, and they have got the utmost respect. So yes, there is politics, and there is the what they would call the gold mafia and all that crap that happened. But the reason why that was there is because there were sanctions on Zimbabwe. There were sanctions. So they couldn't sell their own gold. Right? So you would mine gold and you can't sell it. What are you going to do as a miner? You are going to become a what? Criminal? Okay, because you got this gold, you got tons of gold, and you can't sell it. I mean, I came across one person while I was there. He came to me and he said, listen, I got 700 kilograms of gold I need to move today. I looked at him, I was like, and what is your problem? No, you guys are connected. I said, we are connected with Fidelity. And he's like, oh, okay. And he just like, he was one of the people that we were speaking to that was listening to what we were doing. And he came to us and like, he thought we would buy the gold from him. We're like, no, we're not going to buy your gold. Where are you getting that gold from? So there is that criminal element is in Zimbabwe. We know that is there, but we are not part of it. It's like that photo that I showed you, that guy, and we'll try and get him on a Zoom meeting. He's extremely important to the president. Not going to mention his name or anything, but he is the advisor for the president of Zimbabwe. So and he is part of Aureus, so we've even got that level. So when it comes to the security of the land, we don't have any fear of the security of the land, of the people. We are going to be fencing off the area. Okay, that is a big thing. Sun is going to be building these eco villages. All right, so we're going to build one eco village that will have electricity. They don't have electricity in Kadoma. There is no electricity. Right, in the shops out of Kadoma, yes, there's electricity, but in the where they're staying, there's no electricity. They're walking 15 kilometers to go to school. School is a major thing in Zim, right? It's like a really, really, really big, because they're under the European law. They don't follow it anymore, but they still follow it. They don't have to, but they still follow it because they know what the results is. They're highly intelligent. They're well spoken. Like I learned one thing about Zimbabwe, and that 90% of what people talk about Zimbabwe, what they know about Zimbabwe, is propaganda. It's what gets leaked. Look, there's certain things you don't do in some, like you don't go near the president's house. You don't take a camera. You don't take photos of the military. You will get locked up. You will disappear. But I can tell you this. You know why there's no crime in Zim? You do not want to go to prison in Zim. Prison in Zim is hell. It's not a joke. We actually have got, I don't know if Marshall is here. He told me this because I asked him. I said, I don't see him here, Marshall.
Debbie,
it's South
okay.
Africa.
It's okay. It's okay. I got
Okay.
my answer. I could bring, you can hear my accent. My accent is Dutch, but I've been living in South Africa for 27 years, and I understand investors also from Europe that could come and help. But their biggest, what they would want
Concern.
it would be exactly the question I was asking. But you've
I'm in
answered it.
Scotland at the moment.
So thank you.
So I'm in the UK at the moment anyway. So there's a special relationship with the UK and Zimbabwe, which is not good. So I know exactly that, the rumors and the gossip.
Mm.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. And the document that we're going to be releasing, we have removed. I'm running it. Going to run through it one more time. But this document is our prospectus. All right. So we've taken Viaduct's prospectus, and we have incorporated into our own prospectus, and we have removed anything with the location of the property. The reason being is it's $280 million worth. Okay. Like I said, there is still corruption in Zim, and we do not want to lose our licenses. Okay, so we are protecting the property, but, and this is a promise from me, once operations is up and running and we have secured everything, we will open up and people will be able to come to Zim. We are actually planning, once the 1.4 million is sold out, that 20 people will go on our gold VIP tour, right? Where we all will go and wine and dine and experience Zimbabwe, you know, and this is a venture, this is a if we could put it, a partnership that is for life, and that lifetime is up to you, the shareholder. It's not up to us. There is no expiry date on your share. That is up to you. When you sell that share, that's when the expiry happens, and the new shareholder gets it. Right. I see Wayne's hands up.
Yes, how's it, JP? Thank you very much. I think Chantal asked very relevant information. Great seeing you, Chantal. And obviously, I think one thing that we must just keep in mind, you're specifically referring to the gold operation at the moment. But you also mentioned that we're not necessarily just investing in the gold operation, we are investing in the company, and the company has more
in the company
in everything.
itself. Correct.
That's right. So we're just going to keep that in mind for the longer term, the vision. While we obviously want to know the exact things that we are getting involved in, which is obviously important. So I think what I'm picking up is we're talking about one operation, but there's a lot more to that is bigger part of the company.
Exactly. So Aureus is not, if you look at my my logo itself, it says there, Aureus Alliance Holding, the gold division of Ubuntu Afrique. So Ubuntu Afrique is Donovan James's big company, all right, the main corporation. But Aureus Alliance, this is our gold division, all right, for Ubuntu Afrique. And we are going to be incorporating everything is under Aureus. So Sun is a portion under Aureus. And when we're going to be mining as well, we know there is copper. We know there is iron, and we know there's gold. And now, after our last tests, we know there's platinum. Right? Are we talking about alluvial? So that is fine traces of minerals inside of the soil, the loose, overburdened soil. Okay, so it's not just based on the gold that we find. Everything we're going to be selling, and everything will be documented as well. It's going to be I won't say last time I said 24 hours, and Donovan said to me, don't say 24 hours because it's possibly going to take longer, especially as we are expanding and we've got multiple plants that's up and running, you know, and like Kadoma, I'd say more said multiple properties, because Kadoma will be one, Mutare will be another one. We've got there's a possibility that if we have the capital, we can do it. Then there's a high possibility we can get another piece of property that's got a very valuable mineral that all gold mines require, okay, in the refining process. So we can require that, you know. So it's not just based on the gold. And then also the property development, the same advisor has come to us and said, you know what? We have got land. The government has got land that has got nothing on it, and we want you to build this. We're not saying we're not going to say what they want us to build there, but they want us to build this. And Donovan's company, Ubuntu, is basically the property development for many years throughout South Africa, and so he's going to be in that part is going to be in charge of that basically. And but everything falls under Aureus, so everything will be transparent. I will make sure of that. Okay, this is a recording. You've got it on recording. Everything is 100% transparent. It will be on the website. I will make sure of this because it's my name it's on the line. It's Donovan's name is on the line. It's Neil's name on the line, and everybody that is marching for us, you know, it's up to us to show 100% integrity and trust. Right.
Thank you very much. A really great recording and very insightful. Thank you very much. And listen, thanks to everybody that I've invited that actually joined. Awesome to see you guys here.
Thanks, Wayne. Really appreciate it. Chantal, you had your mic unmuted. If you got another question, you're welcome to ask it.
No. Sorry, that was just I was listening. Thank you for your commitment of transparency and security, basically, for investors. I really appreciate it. And thank
100%.
you. Thank you, Wayne, for inviting.
It was a pleasure.
Like I said, I've been working with crypto for the last 10 years. That was my bread and butter, like for the last, it's actually more than 10 years. I need to go and do some calculation on that. I won't tell you my history on how I started with cryptocurrency. You won't think it's funny at all. I don't think it's funny. But any case, so for me, it's always been about transparency. It's always been about decentralization. You know, that's what made me fall in love with crypto. I even during COVID, I had a office here in Ibongo, on the South Coast. It was called the Bitcoin Training Academy, and we had people on a daily basis either coming to fight with us or coming to learn from us, you know, where we taught them about crypto, because that's a big thing. And I want everybody tonight just to listen to this. I won't speak a lot about crypto because I know a lot of people don't know it or understand it. But one thing I'll say is, if you do not have control of your mnemonic phrase or your private key of your wallet where your crypto is in, you do not have control of your crypto. That's all I'm saying. Okay? You do not have control of your crypto. Get yourself a ledger, get yourself a keep key, get yourself a offline wallet that you have got control of. Even SafePal. That's why they call it SafePal. Because you have got that key. And with that key, that's your key to your vault. You can go anywhere in the world with that key. Just that piece of paper.
One thing to that.
Yeah.
Cold wallets, fantastic. Don't go and buy them off Amazon, because people
don't ever buy it off
from
Amazon.
source, because people put third-party software and you think you're safe and you lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You buy it from I use KeepKey. KeepKey is in my opinion way better than Ledger. My own personal opinion, because I had both of them. KeepKey security, the quality of the device, everything is absolutely amazing. It was so amazing it got stolen. But I had my here's the thing. They stole my KeepKey, but I had my private my mnemonic phrase, and all I did is I took my mnemonic phrase and I got my new KeepKey, put it in, and I got all my crypto. They cannot access it. without your password when it comes to these ledgers and keep keys and stuff. So your mnemonic phrase is so important. We got this amazing thing in I don't know if it's in all banks, but in some banks, safety deposit boxes. That is where you store your keep key, right? In an encrypted way as well. I'll teach people some encryption as well. well, I've got really awesome tips and tricks. We're sitting at 2 hours. I quickly want to show a couple of things on the website, and then we'll end the Zoom presentation because we're running quite late. Oh, I never even went through that. Okay. Once you've logged into the website itself, and yes, I know it says there pre-sale. I do apologize. I will get to it. All right. There's two dashboards. There is the shareholder dashboard. Your shareholder dashboard is where you purchase your shares. All right. In the shareholder dashboard, there is a very nice, unique little tool for all the affiliates, and that is to purchase for someone else. So I'm just going to choose this and this and that. Okay. So you'll see it says here, are you purchasing these shares for someone else? You can literally purchase for anybody that you have a username for. This is not reliant on downline directs, nothing. It doesn't matter. Okay. When you press this, you're going to put in a username. That username is, technically speaking, buying the share, right? It's buying the share. So you can, for an example, somebody that is really struggling, they've made the purchase, they're stuck, you can help them by logging into your accounts and taking their hash code, their wallets, everything, put it in there after they've made the payment, of course, okay, and then put in their username and press on submit, and it will be linked to them, right? What happens is it just places that transaction in for the admin. The admin get it, and it's like the same person purchased. There's no difference, all right? And then when we accept it, then it works the normal way, right? You are not going to get, except if you are the sponsor, of course, but so if you are not the sponsor, you're not going to get a commission. You're not getting any benefit out of it except helping the community. Remember what our goal is here. We are all partners in this company, right? Every single one of us is partners in this company. Even myself, I haven't even logged into my own account in a while. I got 315 shares. Okay. So I have got 315 shares. That is my shares, my personal shares that I purchased. Okay. How many shares? That's up to you. You can purchase as much shares as what you desire. Right. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is company presentation. So yes.
Sorry, it would be nice to see the predicted payouts on the quarter. So on your back office, there's something there that I noticed today.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. So this is controlled by the amount of shares that you have. Okay. So as you're scrolling down, you will see the predicted payouts. Okay. So we have lowered this down. We are really under promising. Okay. The reason being is very simple, because 2026 is our setup year. Okay, this is our setup year. For Kadoma, our setup year. All right. And then once Kadoma is set up, so if we accomplish 30 plants in Kadoma, guess where we're going? To the next plant. Right? We got the next piece of land. So we'll either go to Batari, or we'll start expanding into, no, we won't even expand into that 500 hectares, because that still needs to go through a whole process and everything. But that we're going to be getting the pay dirt from, and we're taking it to where the plants is. All right. But so basically we're going to have these plants all along the river and the bank and so forth. But we are going to be taking what, oh, that's something I forgot to mention. once we are done with the property, completely done, all right, we will possibly go into traditional open cast on the point where there is a vein. If there is a vein, there is a higher probability there is going to be one. But the machines then is going to be transferred to the other plants to push, all right? So we are going to keep on pushing to get more and more plants up and running throughout Africa. That's the whole goal. But our first year is our starter, okay? So it has been reduced. We have reduced it down to 1,200 kilograms for the year. That's 100 kilograms a month, okay? Now, some people will say, yeah, how is that even possible? Well, Shamba Gold Mine does 400 kilograms every single month without an issue. Okay, we have got 2,160 kilograms of gold over this 250 hectares and the first 80 centimeters deep only, right? So we're going to be getting all of that tailings, taking it to a central and start processing. So we are very confident on our 100 kilograms per month. Okay, so this is where you'll see those dividends, right? Then 2027, we are looking at doing 834 kilograms per month. How are we going to do that? Because we're going to be expanding beyond Kadoma, right? So Kadoma will not be able to generate us 834 kilograms per month, okay? We are expanding beyond Kadoma to the other areas, down to Mutare or to the other areas there, okay? So, and we're going to keep on doing this. But this is where you'll be able to see what your projections is. So for my 300 shares, my total for the year, if we just do 100 kilograms per month, we're looking at $18,000. Right, and I paid 1,500 and something dollars for my shares, so that's a nice dividend. Then 27, we're talking about serious money, but it's all based on what? Based on the amount of gold that we are taking out of the ground. Okay, that's very, very important. It's based on the amount of gold that we're taking out of the ground. So the more that we can take out, the higher the dividends is. The less it is, like I would say 27 is going to be minimum 175, okay, because of the 3.5 tons, to maximum of $500 dollars for per share, right? And then 28, now we're really starting expanding $1,000 per share per year. And this is per year, this is not per quarter, okay? So and then 29, $1,500, 2030, $2,000, and then 2035. This is our 10-year plan. This is where we're doing 100,000 kilograms per year. So that is 8,333 kilograms per month. You cannot do that. It is impossible with one mine site, right? So when you explain this, you have to explain, they need to look at the entire presentation, right? They have to understand that this is over multiple areas throughout Africa, okay, that we will be acquiring.
JB, can I just add something to that?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
Obviously, as you're going through it, the shares that you're talking about for the community is 1,000, what's it, 400? How many?
1.4 million.
1.4 million. But I also understand that that's not that's available for communities like ourselves. There are obviously other shares held by other shareholders that are privately owned or so forth. I understand. So obviously these dividends are not necessarily just bragging or sharing. There are other profits generated by the people behind the scenes as well. And these are the dividends we're referring to for the community at the moment. So obviously there's a lot more funding or profits available. The portion you're talking about right now is specifically for the 1.4 million shares.
And that is specifically just on the gold. We're not this like for me, I mean, let's take for an example. I don't want to speak too much about it, but with Sun, I've got a cryptocurrency, right? And what I'm going to be doing with my advisors and guidance is that we are going to be listing our token on multiple exchanges, 15 more plus exchanges. All right, we're going to be adding a lot of liquidity to that token, and the reason being is because it will increase the value of the token, but also we want to purchase as much of the token back, and then we're going to start burning the token to increase the demand on the token. But that is integrated in my company, in Sun. Okay, and once again, Sun is 15%. 15% of Sun is owned by who? Aureus. Okay, so as my company is growing, I mean, if I decide, you know what, I'm so focused on Aureus, and I decide to sell Sun for $10 or $20 billion, 15% of that is going to go towards Aureus. Okay, so it's that type of considerations we also have to take in consideration. My company is also, it's a membership platform where my members are connected, for an example, where they can purchase shares in Aureus. I haven't released this to them at all yet. Bits little here and there. I haven't reached even a percent of the amount of people that is in there. But as my company is also growing, people are paying membership fees, profits is that, once again, it's going to be divided between the shareholders. So it's not just, and then we're not even talking about the properties. I mean, I know personally Donovan has got he's got 2 huge properties in Durban that is since COVID happened, it went into, because he took all of his capital and just pushed it straight into the land and getting everything ready and everything as much as possible. But he basically has got these properties, and they also ready to be developed. Once again, where does it fall underneath? Under Aureus' umbrella. So profits from those sales going to be divided between the shareholders. So there is so much more. That's why every single time, every single Zoom, I make sure that I announce that. I make sure that everybody sees this, and we do recordings on every Zoom, and it gets published on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to just quickly send this. Please go and join the YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. Okay. So on the YouTube channel, we are putting the presentation files. We're going to be adding more and more content here as well. On Facebook, I've modeled my entire Facebook. We've got our LinkedIn. We're going to be adding all of these pages as well onto the website. That's another thing I forgot. Neil, you also forgot.
Yep.
Social media links. All right, we at least, we've got our TikTok, at least we got our LinkedIn, we have got Facebook. Yeah, we'll get there, right? But it gives open for every single affiliate to also go and market and sell. All right, so that's it on the shareholder dashboard. Okay, from the shareholder dashboard, we're going to the affiliate dashboard. You can go explore further on the shareholder dashboard. Where I want to go is in the affiliate dashboard. For all the affiliates, there's some tools here that nobody is using, and I am asking you, please, if you can, use this, because it will help you. And what I'm talking about is the marketing tools. All right. I have been informed that this links is not working 100%. I need to work on that. I will get this fixed as well. It is in my book. But what I want to speak to you about tonight is the lead management. Okay, yeah, you can, if you've got a list of people, name, surname, and email addresses. Okay, you can go and you can add them in a list here, right? So you create the list, you add the list, and you start putting the people in that list, right? I got no interest in collecting anybody's lists. That it will never ever. Everybody is signing a poppy or whatever. We will never use your information, okay, and sell it or use it for advertising other stuff. Never ever. All right. I've got a massive community that's over 149,000. I don't need anybody's lists. All right. So please use this tool. You set up your list. So you're going to click on add list. Just going to put it in details here. And then you're going to put it in that list. You can see here, I've got 8. I'm going to add another one. So that will be now 9 that's in this list. And then you go to marketing, click on this first use template. I need to remove these other templates or upgrade them. Click on use template, choose that list. Okay. And all you need to do, scroll down to the bottom and click on send email. And what it does, it individually sends an email to those people with your referral links, right? So for all the affiliates, it's a super tool, okay? Just waiting for it to finish. Right, so now I got 9 copies because it's all going to my email addresses. All right. I did speak about the gold diggers. You can see live what's going on in the gold diggers competition. Like I said, as the shares are being purchased, this is updated here, and the actual prizes will become bigger and bigger. Right. So currently the prize pool is $3,263. And you can see, if you scroll down, there is the current people that is in the running. All right. And when you click on it, you can actually see the user IDs. We're not sharing the usernames. So it's just the user ID, but you can actually see why this person is number 1 currently, why this person is number 2, why this person's number 3, and so forth. Okay. So like I said, for me, I believe 100% transparency is very, very important. Training, it is being developed. All right, we got our 1 training session here. That's our test. We will be developing it further. But this will be our academy, where everything that from blockchain to how LLCs work. We got an amazing thing with a company that does LLCs that will come in the future as well. That also will be incorporated. And remember, this is free. You're not paying any membership fee, renewal fees, nothing. There's no such thing like that. Okay. Joining fees or anything. There's no joining fees, membership fees or anything. So please do not advertise it like that. You come, you join, you purchase your share. You hold on to your share. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Quickly, people can join and they don't have to fund to start building their network, right?
Yes.
Is that a trick question or what? Because I believe they can start earning and building their shares without actually funding themselves, or yeah. I mean, obviously funding what you want to do in the opportunity is obviously up to you. But there is this little thing that if you join and you're registered and you're KYC.
This is not an ML. Yeah, this is not an MLM at all. This is not an MLM. So this is not a platform. This is I've just taken my 20-odd years experience in software development and built a platform that or built a software, a CMS, a custom management software, all right, where it gives the ability to the affiliates to earn. You know, even, and I've declared this, myself and Donovan, we do not take any commissions above. So the whole agreement between myself, so basically between Sun and Aureus, is what goes to Aureus goes to Aureus. So that entire there's no expenses for Aureus when it comes to marketing or development costs or anything like that. That is all on Sun, right? Because myself and Donovan, we are partners. That entire amount goes to Aureus to set up the mines, to set up this company. Because if that is successful, then the entire share sale will be successful. Then Sun is successful. Then all of the shareholders are going to be benefiting. Everything will work together. So we're building 2 empires, if I can put it like that. And I'll go into further details in the future about my company more. But okay, so does that answer the question on that? So yes,
Yes, thank you.
can.
Thank you. Yes, it did. And I just wanted to know as well, because when somebody registers and they've shared their link, it doesn't influence any earnings if they haven't funded themselves.
No,
So they don't
no,
have to fund first and then qualify for earnings. So they don't have to panic. They can
no.
build
There's
and
no
share and yeah.
the only withdrawal limit there is if your KYC is not done. You need to do your KYC. That is vitally, vitally, vitally important. You have to do your KYC. You will not get your certificate if your KYC is not completed. I have got over 200 people that haven't done KYC, so they will not receive their certificate. But we have built a multi email, a bulk email system. So we will be sending out a bulk email to every single person, but we have been sending emails to everybody about their KYC as well. So, okay. And then, okay, so commissions. This is also a powerhouse of tools, is your commission. Okay. Your commission tab shows every single transaction. But besides that, if you go to convert, you can convert your USDT over to shares. All right. Yes, I've seen that now. Minimum $5. I need to go and change that to 10. Sorry, I just want to put this in your converts. I think that is where the bug came from. Aha. Okay. What happens when you convert your commissions is you are making a purchase. Everything is a purchase, and this is why the business is legal, because it's a purchase. It's not a affiliate thing. It's not a MLM thing. You are making a purchase. You are, and when you make a purchase, then your upline will get commission and so forth. Okay, so that's a big tool that a lot of people don't realize is there. You can convert your commission over to shares, and then also transfer shares. You can transfer shares from one person to another person, but that share does not give a commission. The reason being is because you already purchased that share. Okay, so you own that share. There's already a commission given out. So when you transfer it, you are giving that share for free to whoever you are giving it to. Okay, and I know there's a couple of people that are freely giving. They're buying shares and they're transferring it. They're giving it away. That's your decision. I want everybody to understand each and every single share is worth $1,000. It's worth $1,000. So when you give a share away, you are giving that person $1,000. I'll give you an example. We have got this deal with this $3.5 million. They've asked for a surety. So the certificate that we are giving them is $1,000 certificate per share. Okay, so that is the surety. When you get your certificate, it stipulates there this is par value shares at $1,000 per share. So if you get a 50, let's say for an example, you buy 50,000 shares, that is $50 million that you have in your possession. So treat it like that. Treat it with respect, because every share is worth $1,000, and you are going to regret it. When I said about my history is a Bitcoin. I used to transfer a Bitcoin to test a wallet to a friend. Like we'd say, hey, let's test this wallet. And we'd send a Bitcoin, not a percent, not a fraction. We'd send a Bitcoin. Okay. And I learned the hard way what that is, because the one person that I just transferred Bitcoin to, I never got it back. And today that is millions of dollars, right? So and it wasn't just one Bitcoin, that's why it's millions of dollars. But in any case, your other thing is your withdrawals. you can withdraw your commissions, right? And for all affiliates, this is so vitally important, okay? You need to be able to eat. We do not give how many, I don't know how many emails and messages I've gotten from leaders. What kind of support does the company give? We're not an MLM, number one. Number two, we do not give support. And the support they're talking about is how much shares we're going to give for free, how much funding are we going to give for events, and how much petrol money. No. This is your business, right? You are earning commissions. So you need to be able to withdraw your commissions. That is why there's the 10 and the 5 split. So that 10% you can withdraw. Okay, and you can use that to pay for your bills. You can use that to live with. Okay, the financial statement, myself and Mr. CIO Neil, we're still working on this one.
Work in
But
progress.
what our idea is with this is to have a complete and utter like a bank statement of every single transaction, every single thing that that's happened, okay, that you can then basically use and print out and so forth. Okay, and then yeah, that's pretty. Oh, one last thing. When you join, your settings is your first step. That's why you start up with that settings. That settings that you are setting up is vitally important. Please put a picture, otherwise you're getting the default picture. Okay, please put a nice picture there. You can put a picture of your cat if you want to. That's your decision, but please put a picture. Okay, put a nice your full name and surname there. Because why? Because if you put something else there, then that's what's going on your certificate. All right. Your email address, make sure if you do change it, make sure that you have access to it. Your username you can change. You can actually click here and you can change your username. The system is not reliant on usernames, but when you when you send your link out, if you've advertised it everywhere and somebody goes and signs up or tries to sign up with the old link, it's not going to work. And it will tell that person, sorry, this link is not working. You need to speak to your sponsor. Okay. You'll see here, I have got my own little edit that I did here. So go and edit your profile. I have seen some really amazing profiles by chance that people have sent me. Like, well done to all of you. Go make your profile custom. Okay. Now, what this does is when I'm going to log out now, and the language here, yes, you can change your language. That is there for future. We will be putting in translation system into it. It is coming. Okay. I'm going to log out and then I'm going to go to my link. And also, if you try and use my link, for everybody that's seeing this video and recording, it won't work. Just by the way, it's going to tell you, no, you can't use this. Okay, because like we said, we don't get. All right, so this is what my profile looks like. My profile looks like here because I have filled all the boxes. So the more boxes you filled, to be more nicely your profile is going to look. Okay. There's the countdown. We changed that the decimals are not there because it's confusing people. They see millions, and like I got a question from one of our biggest investors, and he said, well, like you got 1.4 million shares, but you're advertising 9 million. I'm like, no, those are dot. That's a dot. He's like, well, you need to just change that. So we've done that. Okay. One thing that is also a super tool is this little part here. This is the wash plant. Now, this wash plant is not a 200-ton wash plant. This is a 50-ton wash plant, but it looks exactly the same, right? It's just a bit bigger. Okay, but this video actually is from Yagden Engineering. All right, so it is from Yagden Engineering. We got it directly from Wayne, and this is the plant that he's going to be making for us. So I'm going to stop it there. This thing is called a trommel, and it is collecting all of the tailings that's coming in from the bucket, going up and this thing is a big grid or something like that. It's separating the really, really big rocks. You can see as so it will drop down here and also in a bigger pile. All this, the fine, oh no, sorry, the finer details, they go in here and they go in there. The biggest rocks, they fall off there. Oh, that's it. Okay, this thing is spinning, and while it's spinning, it's been fed water. So the water that comes out here and it gets filtered up back into the system. So we are recycling the water. Okay, these things, these red things, they are sluice boxes, and this is where these are mats that is collecting the gold dust and also the gold nuggets. So everything is collected there. We roll those mats up, we put them in buckets, and then we transport it, and then it goes to another machine where it separates the sand from the gold and other minerals that we are getting. And yes, this can also do other minerals. The reason being is because of the thickness of the grain. All right, so the bigger the sand corals, sand corals, the grains of sands is, all right, the bigger the grain of sand is, or the grain of the tailings is, the they're going to go out on one side and it will come on this side. Okay, so basically it will capture whatever alluvial comes out, right? So this is on your page, so use your page, right? Also, I have removed the I don't have a sponsor. Okay, this is on the normal page, normal registration page, which is over here. All right, so, and this was a request from our India leaders, because and also we've seen a lot of leaders where they're not giving the sponsors details. So when you register on here, it will ask you for a sponsor. All right, it will ask you for a username. So this is now up to the affiliates. Any investors that we do get, it will use the companies. So the benefit that we get out of that is basically helping us to pay for expenses, and also expenses on the mine, and also in sun. Right, Armand, sorry my friend, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, GP. Just a second here. Here comes the task. Okay. Avon. Yeah, yeah, JP, I'm sorry. I had a question, a quick question. If you have time, can you please show me? Can you please show us or show me the picture of the what was it? Keeper key or something like that?
Oh, the keep key.
Yeah, the keep key wallet. I wanted to see that wallet actually. And the second thing is, if someone has registered in this company and that person didn't purchase any shares yet, but that person shares a link, I have found out that even if that person didn't purchase yet, that if the downline has purchased even one share, the upline will still get the commissions.
Correct.
Okay.
This is not an MLM.
Okay. No, then it's all good.
Yeah, no, we're not how can I say it? We're not advertising it, okay, because we want to limitize any form of duplicate accounts. I don't want to be the bad guy in the end. Honestly, I don't want to come and, because every account is KYC.
Yeah,
okay.
But duplicate 200, hier is 215, toch?
I'm sorry?
Ja, dan kan je die dingen hieruit halen. No, sorry, GP, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we want to limit the amount of duplicate accounts. So look, we currently sitting with just over 870 accounts in the system. So those 870 accounts, out of them, there's, I think it was about 500 that have purchased shares, or a bit more than that. So there is blank accounts, all right? And we are gonna start removing those accounts, but we will only remove them if they don't have any downlines. Okay, they will just be deleted. All right. This is gonna happen very, very soon, because people they will try and use it to be able to earn a discount. We don't call it a commission. This is mean. It's called a discount. By them purchasing, they joining, and then they open up another account, and then they purchase on that account, so that the top one gets a commission, and that's basically like a 10, now it's a 10% deduction. So we do not condone with that at all. And yeah, I'm most probably just going to transfer the commissions from that account upwards if I do catch that it is a duplicate account. What I call a duplicate account is not a spousal account. Okay, I cannot stop you from introducing your wife or your husband underneath you. Okay, and we won't do that either. What I'm talking about, a duplicate account, is where you use, very cleverly, you use your name and your surname with an ID, and then you use your name and your surname with a passport. Okay, that is gonna be flagged in the future. We are working on it. It's not there yet, and those accounts will be they will be removed, if I can put it like that. So any duplicate accounts are illegal. They're not allowed to be there if you are the same owner of the account. Okay, I hope everybody understands that clearly. All right, that's it. I will in the next Zoom meeting, I'll speak about some marketing tips and stuff. I wanted to do that tonight, but we have gone way over time already. This is going to be a very long recording. But yeah, once it's finished processing, then I will put it on YouTube, and I will send everybody the link. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing night. God bless. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, JP.
Somebody's asking about the KYC process presenting that. Yes, it does, except if you use a passport and you use a ID, because it's two different numbers completely and utterly. All right. Bye-bye.